We're always told that if you just eat right and exercise, you're pretty much set for a long, healthy life. But what if that's only half the story? What if there's a silent saboteur, something invisible that can undo all of that hard work? Well, let's dive in. Okay, picture two different people. On one side, you've got someone with all the obvious health risks. Maybe they smoke, their diet isn't great. On the other side, you've got a perfect picture of discipline, clean diet, daily workouts, but they also have a super high-stress job. Now, society would definitely give the gold star to the person on the right, but what if their biggest threat is something you can't even see? So, I'm going to ask you straight up, which one is hiding a deadly secret? The answer, well, it's not nearly as obvious as you might think, and it really gets to the very heart of a modern health crisis. This whole situation is what health researcher Kesari Babu has called the perfect health paradox. It's this really unsettling idea that a person can do everything right, check every single box for a healthy lifestyle, and yet their body could be under a silent, constant attack. Babu absolutely nails it with this quote. He calls stress an invisible killer. Just think about that for a second. Stress doesn't care about your gym membership. It doesn't care about your organic kale salad. It's an internal process, working away in the background, and it is fully capable of wiping out all of your best efforts.
So how exactly does this silent saboteur do its damage? Let's get into the science of it, because what's happening on the inside is pretty wild.
It all starts with a hormone called cortisol. When you are chronically stressed out, your body is just flooded with the stuff. And this isn't just about feeling anxious. It physically messes with your metabolism. Cortisol can crank up your cholesterol, your triglycerides, and even lead to insulin resistance. And those are all major red flags for heart disease. And the hormonal assault doesn't stop there. Those same stress hormones, they make your body hang on to sodium, and they literally constrict your blood vessels. What's the result? Hypertension. Dangerously high blood pressure, which is one of the biggest drivers of heart attacks and strokes. You can see how this all connects. It's like a domino effect, what we call the stress cascade. It starts with that chronic stress trigger, which leads to a constant release of hormones. That throws your entire nervous system out of whack, and the end game is real physical damage to your heart and cardiovascular system. And look, this isn't just a theory. The research on this is crystal clear. A recent 2025 study confirmed that high chronic stress actually damages the delicate inner lining of our blood vessels, that's the endothelium, and it just ramps up inflammation all throughout the body. Okay, so we've got the science. Now let's see how this plays out in the real world, because this is where it all becomes devastatingly human. This is what happens when a perfect lifestyle just isn't enough. Let's talk about the case of Dr. Gradlin Roy, a 39-year-old cardiac surgeon. A guy who understood the heart better than almost anyone on the planet. He died from a sudden cardiac arrest, and not at home, but inside the very hospital where he saved lives. It's a perfect, tragic example of this whole paradox. And here's what's really terrifying. Dr. Roy's story, as tragic as it is not some rare fluke. The data shows this powerful, undeniable link between job stress and heart problems, especially in younger people. Get this, studies show a staggering 65% of cardiac patients under the age of 45 report significant stress from their job. It just shows you how widespread this invisible risk really is. And while the heart often takes the biggest and most immediate hit, the damage doesn't stop there, not even close. Chronic stress wages a war on multiple fronts, creating this ripple effect that spreads across your entire body. For starters, it suppresses your immune system, which leaves you wide open to getting sick more often. It can totally wreak havoc on your digestive system and your gut health. And in the most extreme cases, and this just shows you the power of the mind-body connection, the psychological stress can actually manifest as real physical paralysis. Now, I know this all sounds pretty grim, but here's the thing, knowledge is power. The key here is to switch from being a passive victim to becoming your own health detective, learning to spot the subtle clues your body is sending you. And these signals are often things we just brush off, right? Think about it, feeling exhausted all the time, even when you're getting enough sleep, getting irritated at everything, having constant headaches or stomach problems. These aren't just little annoyances. They are critical pieces of data about what's really going on inside. So what's the solution? Well, It's going to take a fundamental shift in how we even think about health. It is time for a brand new definition, one where managing our stress is treated as a vital sign, every bit as critical as checking our blood pressure.
And you know what? Sometimes the fixes are surprisingly simple. Get this. Did you know that just being mildly dehydrated can jack up your body's cortisol response to a stressful situation by over 50%? 50%. That's a massive impact from something so basic.
This means our game plan has to be a proactive one. We have to start seeing things like mindfulness and meditation not as luxuries, but as essential training for our minds. Prioritizing hydration, fiercely protecting our sleep, setting real work-life boundaries. These have to become non-negotiable parts of a truly healthy life. So if you take away just one thing from all of this, let it be this. We have to stop thinking of stress management as some kind of soft skill or a luxury item. As Kesari Babu's work makes so clear, it is a medical necessity. It's just as vital as what you eat and how you move.
Which really leaves all of us with one final and pretty critical question to ask ourselves. Is the lifestyle we've worked so hard to build, the one that looks so perfect on the outside, is it truly protecting us from that invisible killer working on the inside?